Good morning, this is Aunt Beth. Welcome to my lamppost, the light that I'm currently living in. This morning I asked the Lord what He wanted to talk to you about, and the topic surprised me a little bit, but here we go. I wanted to talk to you about being alone or single at the holidays. And this can be a very painful topic sometimes. It just depends on where you are in your life. So I don't mean to pour salt in any kind of wounds. I know what it's like. I've spent my whole life being single. Okay. I am not some pastor that got married the day after college and is lecturing people about being single. No. You know, it's a hard road. Any part of life is a hard road. The Bible talks about 3 different general categories of people that are single. People that were born that way, it's just not in them, to be married. People who have decided to be that way for the calling of God that's on their life or for whatever reason. And people that were made that way by human intervention. For example, Daniel was castrated as a prisoner of war. So, but whatever phase you are, maybe you're a single mom or dad, and I get that because even though I've never been married, I did have 2 fabulous foster kids from teenagers on. Oh boy, got to teach them how to drive and all that kind of stuff. That was fun and exhausting. But for most of my life, working life, I have been single and living far away from family. So I want to talk to you about the things that God has encouraged me about, and I hope this encourages you. And the first thing I think is our attitude about it. You're not some sort of poor lost puppy, looking for a home. Refuse to play the victim, okay? God has called you, and He will cause you to stand. You are in excellent company. Jesus was single. Paul was single. John the Baptist was single. Daniel was single. Joseph, during the most important part of his ministry, was single. So you're in excellent company. But I want you to see your time in this phase of your life as a blessing. You have much less time. You have to make the money as well as spend the money, and you have to clean the house. There isn't anybody to share the chores with. But you have more flexibility. If your girlfriend's at the hospital, you can drop everything and go. You don't have to worry about feeding the husband or feeding the spouse or feeding the kids or, whatever. You have the flexibility to go. And that's a huge blessing because time is our last luxury. It really is. I think one of the things is to recognize the opportunity and leverage it. Because never again will you have this opportunity to force yourself to think outside the box and invite other single people or other people who are by themselves into your life and make it a ministry almost to them, to build a family of single people and collect them like jewels or pearls on a necklace, just all kinds of wonderful people that don't want to intrude on a family's celebration, but yet they don't really want to be alone at the holidays. So I want to encourage you to think of that as a huge blessing because you have so much flexibility. Our life, when things happen to us or our position, we can either turn into ourselves. My mom used to call it navel gazing. We can either turn it into ourselves and have a pity party, or we can look outside ourselves and turn it into a party. And you will be much more fun to live around if you decide to have a party instead of a pity party. I hope this encourages you from somebody who's walked this road for a very long time, that life is good. You know, if the Lord is just with you, walking through that with you, ask Him for opportunities to be a blessing to other people, because never again in your life will you have the flexibility of your time to do as the Lord asks you to. You will have other commitments that will prevent you from a full opportunity to bless others. So I hope this encourages you. You have a fabulous day. All God's best.